Chapter 7. The Live Zone and the Dead Zone. There has been a great deal of experimentation that has taken place, not only by you who are living on the planet, but also those that are living in the dead zone. As an example, for many, many years man has wanted to be able to fly. This is an area in which the dead zone plays a significant role. These principles of mechanical flight were not always there. The completed principle must be in place before any success can be achieved. Prior to the establishment of these principles of mechanical flight in physicality, they only existed in potential. That is why the many failed attempts at manned flight, the principles had not yet been established. In order for large changes to take place, humanity as a whole, including both the live and dead zones, have to agree on possible and probable events to use as triggers for setting into motion the directions for desired changes. Because the majority of your humanity gets their guidelines and information from mass consciousness, there are always those unique individuals who are able to expand their explorations and draw from possibilities and probabilities advanced concepts for humanity to explore for its own evolutionary development in physicality. Once these are acted out in physicality, those in the live zone can then work with them. One of the first questions is, what about free will? You have free will. From the standpoint of the living, had you desired to take part in a certain area of a play that is being acted out, and should you decide to do otherwise, that is perfectly all right. There will always be someone that will act out that part, and you are given freedom to go and do something else. You have free will, but you fail to use it. In order to experience free will, you must act as an individual and not as a group. As a group, you are only following one leader. Unless you are the lead elephant, your view never changes. There is nothing that is static. Everything is in the process of constant motion. Were it not so, you would have stagnation and your species could not evolve. You need constant movement of ideas through your plays, individually and collectively. Many things have been explored within the developments for this new millennium and have been experimented within the dead zone. These are going to be brought forth in time and will be acted out in the physical constructs of the live zone so that you can see what is happening. That is what is so fascinating about your physicality. You have created a vehicle to work in, through and with, so that you can actually see, from a physical standpoint, the play that you are taking part in. That is very exciting. As an example, individuals on your planet have made tremendous strides in their intellectual understanding. Young people grasp things faster and are more innovative than a few generations ago. In order for many of them to feel comfortable in their workday environments, the men have gray hair at a very early age. Gray hair to them presents the body with a look of maturity that better matches their mental capabilities. With this more mature image, they can work in management positions with a greater feeling of confidence. Larger bodies also achieve a look of importance and authority. You also need to keep the body aging to keep ahead of the appearance of your children. Today's grandparents do not appear as old as they did just a few generations ago. The thought patterns of your mass consciousness no longer hold to the concept that life is over after the jobs are finished and the children are grown up. You introduce the concept of living longer and looking forward to retirement and doing many of the things people desired to do, but had no time to do them. They no longer wish to die young. They want to do things they couldn't do while raising children and working. Like the flower children that came in to introduce more flexibility into humanity, they acted out plays that helped you release the tight holds you had on your rigid structure. We hear constantly the question, what do I need to learn to get out of here? Why do you want to get out of here when you thought, prior to this physicality, that this was the most exciting place there was in the whole universe and this is where you wanted to be? You want to get out of here. Evolution is evolution. If everything on the planet is expanding, all other planets in your particle universe are expanding. The universe is expanding. Why don't you, as an individual, explore your possibilities and probabilities to their maximum and move into new realities already there, that are beyond your present expectations, and expand your awareness? This is the most exciting place there is. That is why you're here. That is why you're working with a physical construct. It's exciting. You have the ability to do many, many things. Also, you have a planet that has many different types of expressions. You have your physical construct as male and female. You also have male and female constructs, other than your human physical bodies. You have animals, birds, fish, trees, grass and flowers, rocks, oceans, and the skies, which you constantly change. Originally, when you did not have death, you created it because you were bored. The cells of your bodies have a rhythm and duration. You can change the rhythm of your bodies and the duration of your cells by allowing the bodies the freedom they so desire. You tighten your hold on the bodies in many different ways. Many individuals today are trying to maintain a youthful body by exercising and eating the right foods to extend the life of the body. This is a belief. The easiest way to maintain a healthy body is to understand your relationship to it. Through observation, realization, and understanding of physicality, you release the tight hold on the body, and this is what it so desires. If you don't change your mind, how can your beliefs change? Then if your beliefs don't change, how can anything else be changed? What can be more interesting than to realize that you are the creator and that this is your creation? You don't realize what you are doing. If you were to look from our standpoint, to look at that which you call your planet, and all of the above, we see it only as a vibratory construct. It is just waves of energy. You have learned to take these waves of energy and build your bodies. And you don't think that's exciting. That's because you've done it so many times. You are bored with being one of the most magnificent things that you could be, a creator, experiencing physicality through a self-created physical body. Then you say it is boring. There are many things that are going to be happening. You'll say, I don't know anything about that. Maybe not in the physical, but you don't spend all of your time in the physical. In the physical, you're only acting out what you've decided in the non-physical. You are making it visible so you can interact with it. Your new millennium is going to be exciting. Watch what is happening. How many times in the grocery store, in all these different places, will you hear people say, "Oh, if only I had my life to live over again. If I had my life to live over again, I would have done this instead of doing that." And all they do is make themselves miserable thinking of what they might have been. You have everything available to you in physicality. There are no secrets. It is a constant choice. But why dwell on that? I should have done this. I should have done that. If I had only done this. So that is all they think of, is wanting to do their life over again. Oh, I wish I were 15. I wish I were 35. I wish I were. No one can change you but you. Remember, it is never too late to have a happy childhood. You're where you are. You're here for the experience. If you spend all of your time wishing about what you wanted to be, should have been, and all this other stuff, how are you going to get through today and do a good job of it? How are you going to learn what you wanted to learn? You set up your intentions and provide yourself with every bit of data regarding your goals to make your plays the way you want them to be. These are given to you by you. You are being spoon-fed by you. The dreamer you, and you ignore it by not acting it out in the physical. If you truly want what you want, pay attention. Those who work off of mass consciousness consist, by and large, of those individuals who have no original thought nor thought. They can mimic. They can be taught very complex processes and do them very well. However, they still need constant guidance and assurance by others. There is only one person that stagnates you, and that is you. Living is something that you should do with anticipation. What is here? What can I find that is different? You may get there and say, I don't like it, it's the same as someplace else. All right, then go someplace else. There are so many things on your planet to explore. There must be something, some place of enjoyment. How can I move from one reality to another? Very simple, from our standpoint, it is focus. If you keep focusing on the same thing, you are not moving in any direction. You need constant movement, physically, mentally, or emotionally. You are the only one that can do it. Change focus and see your life change. Is it exploration of the outdoors? Outdoors, you have multiple things to do. You ski, you skate, you swim, you hike, you climb, you go looking for birds. There's many, many things to do outdoors. You dig in the dirt, you plant things, you do all kinds of things. If you don't like the outdoors, then go indoors. There are many things that are inside buildings that are interesting. There are many, many things that you can do inside a building that you can take part in. Or you can sit and watch other people do. There are many, many things that you can do. Do not think that you are alone in this feeling that you are getting. Remember, it is your response to your physical construct that is causing the feelings that you have. This may be the way you are interpreting the new energies. The dreamer you is dreaming the physical you and only has feelings via its connection to you in the physical. The dreamer you is only getting its experience of physicality through its dream of you. You try something. If it doesn't work, all right, it doesn't work. What's the big deal? It has been an experience. That is why you were born into physicality in the first place. This thing called physicality never existed before you created it. If you decide to give up the physical body now, that is where you'll limit it. You will have to go through the dead zone again to come back into the physical zone once more. You've got to go through this whole baby stage until you can grow up big enough to be able to do anything, in a constructive manner, in a physical form. There is a pattern that has been consistently followed by individuals upon your planet, that we have observed. They have narrowed their view to the point that life holds no interest for them whatsoever. The only time that life exists is exciting to them, is when they have left it. Then they say, I want to get back in again. There have been all manner of books that have been written on that very same subject, again and again. You go back into your 1800 to 1700 books. That is a subject that has been consistently repeated and repeated. I'm tired of physicality, I don't want it anymore. And the minute they get out, they want back in. This is not new, by any means. It might be, you can look at it another way, it might be that is very strong in your genetic patterning, is discontent for physicality. You could say, it is not your fault, it is your genetics that are surfacing to give you that feeling. Do you have the strength of character to say, if that is my genetics, then I do not have to live that genetic pattern, I can override that and I will override that and I will find enjoyment in a physical construct upon this planet Earth. It is simple, yet it is probably one of the most difficult things that individuals upon your planet have had to deal with. The death of a loved one puts individuals in dark despair. Those are your words. Many things cause you to question. Remember, that question is for you to discover answers from. What did you discover by that? You want to sit down and materialize a grand home and a big car and a trip on the water and all of these other things. You'll say, well, how come some people can do this and some people can't? It was your choice as to what you desired when you came into this particular life experience. What do you want to learn? That is something that is not an easy thing to find out. As you continue to observe and explore, you will find out some of the experiences you came here to explore. You came here to enjoy and be fascinated by understanding what you are doing here. One of the things that is happening now, with the new energies, is you need to get in touch with your physical body a little bit more, because the physical body is the one that is undergoing the changes. You that are working the robot of the physical body is not in frustration. The frustration comes in the physical construct. The dreamer you is not in perplexity. It is your waking hours that are perplexing to you. Your most popular reality is what we call your dead zone. This is the reality that you go into when you lay the body down in that which you call death. Those that have gone into the dead zone remark that we are more alive now than we were when we were living. The communication between that which you call the living and dead is very real and very important. Those that are in the dead zone are able to work in a very different way than you that are living on the planet's surface. Many ideas, many frameworks, are set into motion through experimentation in the dead zone. These explorations are to see if a certain direction in any given area is what you would call on the planet feasible. If it looks like it is a feasible framework from which to make changes in any endeavor, be it science, music, medicine, any type of technology, the laws that govern different countries on your planet, the means of communication and cooperation between different governments in different countries. All of these and many others are being worked on constantly in the dead zone to bring about desired changes. These changes are those desired by your total humanity, by both those in the dead zone and those that are living on the planet. When a framework is worked out as best it can be, the information is brought through to those that are living on the planet to act out different parts of that play from the framework that has been given. The dead zone is more a type of simultaneous time. Your strong beliefs in linear time will keep you from enjoying that simultaneous time. When you are dead, you're not any different than you were when you were alive. That is a thing that has been a misconception. Just because you die, you don't become smart. It doesn't work that way. That is quite a revelation to many people when they think that they are going to be grand and glorious upon death. You paint yourself that picture. That's what you're going to be. It's quite a shock to find out that it is no different one way than the other. You are not any smarter. You don't know all of the secrets of the universe and how to get out there. This is where your discontent in your dead zone comes from. It's looking back and saying, oh, I wish I had done this. And I wish I had done that. And I wish I had done something else. And if I had it to do over again. You come back into the live zone. Did you take enough time to make the adjustments you need in order to fulfill your desires? The only thing you need to be concerned with is the evolution of you. Your goal should be your personal evolution. The decisions are always yours. You are both alive and dead at the same time, in your terminology. However, the life part is the only part you are aware of at the present moment. You are as much alive as you are dead. Remember, when you die, you and the dreamer you are one and the same. But you are uncomfortable without a body, so you create a pseudo-body and once again you separate yourself.